cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host Slash, Freddie G, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. Welcome, fellas, to another True Tuesday episode. Man, in the recent past months, fellas, it's been a series of break-ins happening to professional athletes, across the country. It's not just targeted to one local area. It's actually happening, in several areas of the country, and I could say different professional athletes, NBA stars, NFL stars. And when I first heard of this story, it really didn't strike me as anything different or out of the norm, to be honest with you. But the more it seems to happen, it has me wondering if this is something that's actually organized and a string of if they're. I'm wondering if they're connected. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happening to those athletes that are the big name athletes. It's not the small ones that right. Not making the big bucks. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering why these professional athletes are being targeted, and if you guys wonder if this is organized and if they're connected in any way, form, or fashion. What do you guys think? The first, I think that was actually broken into was, I want to say it was Joe Burrows of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Joe Burrows got in. Who breaking into houses in Cincinnati?
Man, somebody. And what I think, K Money, I think it's organized.
You do feel it's
organized?
I
do feel like that. The only reason why I say that is because everybody not going in these people's house, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to have to go in anybody's house, whether it's big or huge or not. You got to have some nuts. Now, but wait a minute. Now, going in these people's house, you really got to have some nuts.
Really got to have.
The reason why I say that is because you don't know if they got security on the property or none of that.
Well, you would think that they would, especially being these big name athletes. And the common factor with these break-ins is they're occurring at the time the athletes are actually playing their particular sports, whether it be football or basketball.
So, see, that's premeditated.
So that's a connection right there, in my opinion, which makes me think
it's organized.
Yeah, it is possibly organized. But
I feel like that, too.
Like I say, Joe Burrows was one. Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce also were victims of these break-ins. Portis for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah. I can't think of his first name.
You talking about God, what is this? Man, he's the backup.
Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis, yeah.
His home was broken into, and a lot of prized possessions were stolen. And the latest in the string of burglaries was Dallas Mavericks Luka Doncic.
Doncic.
Now you know what's crazy about this, because on the sports side it's happening. It happens on the entertainment side as well. Excuse me, it was a string of break-ins in Hollywood, just a lot of different entertainers and stuff like that. And when you, like I say, you going into these people's houses, these celebrities, this has to be some sort of way organized. Because look at the fact they wait until the guys are at the game actually playing.
On the road.
No, they play. Is it during the game or is it just?
Well, it didn't mention whether. Some were while they were playing at home, and some were while they were on the road.
Okay.
But the thing is that they're happening, and I'm just questioning the type of security system that these celebrities have. Because I would think that they would have the top of the line.
Thing is,
sometimes, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sometimes, man. Look at it this way. Not that I would know something like this. But first of all, I do agree with y'all. I think it is organized. But to target people like that, you have to case. And when you're casing stuff like that, number one, you have to know they schedule, the NBA schedule, which is public.
They're investigating it.
Right.
So you look at the NBA schedule, we can go online and see when the next time a football game is. So it's public. Of course, you have to get in and get out. And these houses are lavish and extravagant. So you know that there's a security system. That takes time. This ain't your fly by night. Oh, I'm walking down the street and I see somebody's window open. I finna crawl in through the window.
Yeah, nobody's doing
this is some professional stuff. Then let me show you something else. Not that I would know this kind of stuff, but you can Google and get an aerial view
of what the property
what
looks like.
That's true.
all of the property looks like.
Yeah,
that's
your
facts.
escape routes and getaway and all that stuff. Again, not that I would know this type of stuff, but hey, organized, man. Especially when you got a team of people.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put my CSI hat on. You know I be CSI.
That's a big ass hat.
So I agree with you, Freddie G. But if I was if I was a basketball player
Incorporated.
in that state, I would send one of my partners. Hey man, I'm gonna be gone. Can you stay here? My thought is it's coming from the cleaning person, from someone that maybe house sits, someone that maybe cut the grass. It's an inside job that way.
In some cases,
they don't have nobody at home. I just cut their grass. Go get them.
That's a possibility.
I think it could be the cleaning lady or the grass person.
There could be a possibility, but check this out. When an investigation is done, if you do have landscapers, if you do
they
have
questioning them.
cleaners, maids, or whatever you have,
They the first one.
they're going to be some of the first people to be questioned.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, so
And if there is a connection, I'm sure it'll be
Because
found.
that's what I mean. Tyrese even talked about it. He's like, man, he said, "Be ask the cleaning lady." I know. See, he did all that. Say, go look at the show Tyrese had when you say when you find your jewelry missing and everything gone, and you ask I don't see. He did all that. So, so I'm just repeating what Tyrese said. So just listening to a lot of people that's had these problems in the past, it's always possibly, allegedly, could have been the cleaning lady or the grass or the people that's working the compound.
I just believe that somebody's giving the heads up on something somewhere in here. Because if not, then you just a hell of an investigator trying to figure out what's going on inside of the house, you know.
What's also strange, man, in any of these stories that has been reported, or none of these stories that has been reported, there's been any video footage or anything,
No security tape.
clues. Yeah, there's
That's
been
what
nothing.
I'm telling you. It's got to be inside. They knew exactly where the cameras was. And if you ain't no videotape, yeah, you knew where the cameras was. Or, again, I told you guys it before. That I know your show is about when people are away, the mouse will play. Basically, when the when the players are away, that they're getting broken into, right?
Yeah.
There's an incident. I was actually talking to a girl. But she was a homegirl, a friend of mine, and she was dating one of the basketball players, pro basketball players. I don't want to say what team because it'll just make it too obvious. But she would say, "You think these NBA players are rich, but they're really." I'm dating one that's pawning his furniture, and so it could also be an inside job the other way with the NBA players. Just a thought.
Well, these players that have been victimized are rich.
Yeah, those are rich. Those guys are rich. But if you think of the lower end ones, the ones that they're not in the highlights,
You're not saying that they could be.
possibly. I mean, you got to think if you have an insurance, say you have a portrait in your house, you bought it, right, and you may bought it for $2,000 and it appraises for $10,000. Well, that's a win. That's an $8,000 win for.
Right, I get what you're saying, because
Yeah.
I'm sure they are insured.
Yeah, so all they got to do is, oh man, somebody walked in the house, stole that painting that even though he bought it for $2,000,
they
it's appraised at
do
$10,000.
that. It was one guy here. I'm not gonna mention him, but for some strange reason, odd reason, somebody went in his house, broad daylight, big gated community house, and stole some expensive paintings. I don't understand how that happens.
That's what I'm not getting, bro.
Exactly.
they're not taking small things. You know, the stuff that's been taken is the value of
right.
it. It's priceless.
They're still in priceless
It's
stuff.
always jewelry, paintings, because those
priceless.
Go
yeah.
up. Yeah, they're priceless. They go up. So I don't never see, man, they took my couch and all that. They took jewelry, paintings, and money.
Yeah, they gonna take what they can. The smallest, most expensive thing they can get is what they want.
Exactly.
Freddie G, I got a question. Not that you would know anything about this, but case in the joint, like you mentioned earlier, is a very that's some valuable information. But how do you advise folks to possibly prevent these type of things from happening if it's possible? Because if they get to these celebrities, athletes that, like I say, have these top of the line security systems, hell, my shit ain't gonna do. Xfinity can't do shit for me.
Man,
You ain't lying. Go ahead.
To be honest with you, there's nothing you can do. If a person want it, they gonna come get it. Because let me show you something. Look at it this way: the United States, the government has all. Let's think of the government and think of a secured place. A secured place dealing with the government would be the Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a secured place.
Or the Mint.
Secure place would be
the airport.
Would be the White House, right?
White House.
Mm-hmm. Now, they can't stop any type of hackings, attacks, or whatever. So my point in saying all of that is you can take the most secure place, and there's somebody out here that can crack it. That's my point. So the answer to your question, K Money, there's no extra advice that I could give other than what you're actually already doing. If you got something valuable, get an alarm system, the best you can afford. If you got something valuable, make sure you're in a gated community, or you got a nice fence around your house. Hire security. It's all of the things that these athletes probably have done or already doing. Some athletes may have safes in their house. Right. May have secret compartments. But at the end of the day, man, if a joker want it bad enough, they'll figure out a way to come get it.
Yeah, if they know where it's at.
They'll figure out a way to come get it if they want it bad enough.
I'm saying where the NBA is urging players to get guard dogs, which is one form of security, but, you know, they can still get by guard dogs.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. The same way you get by a guard dog is the same way you can get by a big bodyguard. Shoot him. Not advocating animal cruelty. Not saying go out and shoot somebody. But man, come on. You can mace a big person like you can mace a dog. Why do you think they give male men and male women mace?
Right.
You can mace them, feed them puppy chow or something.
Poison,
Yeah, so you can get by all that stuff. If a person want it bad enough and they got their mind on it, by obtaining it by any means necessary, they'll come get it.
And if they doing all the homework beforehand to get into this person's, they're not doing all that for nothing. No. So I agree. You know, if they want it, they obviously doing the work behind the scenes to see about getting it. It makes you wonder. Well, not makes you wonder, but it makes me wonder about the players now, if their focus is where it needs to be, or if they're concerned about, you know, whether or not they're going to be the next victim. You know what I'm saying? That has to be on their minds.
I'm sure it is. You know, daily.
That's why, like, man, to be honest, I think that if you are a single athlete, you're single with no children, and you're just a single athlete, I think that you probably don't want to get nothing big and lavish. Maybe in your home state of where you're playing at. I've never believed in, like, if you're single and you're an athlete, because you can be traded so much, I never believed in, like, you should purchase a home there, a big extravagant home. Get you wherever high rise, wherever you're living at, that somebody would have to go past security to get up and do all that stuff. Get you a little high rise spot.
But then that would go back to what you saying. They want it, they come to get it, no matter if you're in the high rise or not.
Of
it
course.
may just be a little more difficult, but
yeah.
they would be able to still obtain it if they wanted it.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, if a person wanted, they're gonna get it. All I'm saying is, I would, if I was a single athlete with no children, and I'm just a single athlete, there's no need for me to buy no $3-4 million home.
Yeah.
$5 million home.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, you can just go get your nice little high rise and live how you gonna live there. Because you never know. You're here today, gone tomorrow as far as being traded.
Sure, right.
Well, you know, these high-profile players back in the day, well, not back in the day, even now today, you know, they're flashy. And, you know, we used to have that show, Yo MTV Cribs on back in the day.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
you would think
Yeah,
that you
right.
would hear something about a string of burglaries after viewing a show like that, because they're showing their material items that they have, possessions.
I can tell you, some of that stuff was fake.
Fake. I was going to tell you that. I was saying the
It came
exact
out
same
that some
thing.
of that stuff was fake.
Yeah, some of those places wasn't even people's homes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff was fake.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now, Red Man home, that was really his home, but ain't nobody was trying to come up and down.
Nobody trying to go in there.
That boy doorbell, you had to put just some wires on it. That boy had a shoebox on top of the refrigerator. Dude sleeping on the floor.
Red Man was keeping it 100, huh?
Yeah. He that was some real stuff.
So out of all the athletes, like I said, I mentioned Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Bobby Portis, Michael Connolly Jr., Luka Doncic. Thanks, Comedian 96. Like I say, all of these are well-paid players that are being victimized.
So they are being picked. They are being handpicked, it seems.
Handpicked.
I mean, because look at the people, look at the selection you just named. I'm pretty sure each one of those are making over $100 million.
Now, out of all the ones I named, the most flashiest I would think would probably be Joe Burrow. You know, the other guys are not really.
Doncic's getting paid.
Man,
They're getting paid, but I'm saying they're not flashy
They're-
players.
Oh, no.
You
They're
don't
not.
have to be a flashy player to be targeted.
True.
I just mentioned that everything is public record.
Mm-hmm.
We know what these NBA players make, all these athletes make, because their contract is out there.
Yeah.
That's what
You
I'm saying. It's the
can
money-
look online to see what their contract is. So you don't have to be flashy. You
just know.
Now-
That's what I'm saying. Their contracts are huge. The people you're naming. That's what I should have said.
It would make me question the Privacy Act on certain stuff, on the amount of money that you make should be privacy at a certain level of celebrity.
And they can
you know.
certainly use this as their part of the argument.
Well, you know what? I do agree with that, Slash. But you can see how much a person make just. That's not even a celebrity, as far as if you're working for a particular agency, like the city of Houston, the state of Texas.
Right.
If you're working in those entities or whatever, you can go online to see what a person makes.
Yeah, that's why I say if you're a celebrity and we know you making millions and millions a year, 100 million, that should be private records on that amount of stuff. Even where your address should be private. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying they should question the privacy law or Privacy Act if there is one in place on certain situations, because the fact that you can go and find my house online and not know me, the fact that you can find how much money I make or how much money I'm worth and not know me is a problem. Anybody can come and get you.
Yeah, I agree. But when they have that ESPN breaking news, such and such has signed a 6-year contract for $700 million. Baseball, especially, they love, well, all sports really, but they have big contracts, man. Those people be watching. People be.
I agree with you, Slash, as far as like it should be some kind of privacy. Somebody
it
knowing
should
what
be,
you
man.
Me too.
what you're making.
That
but
shit's not fair.
But what about the taxpayer? The taxpayer that say, hey, you know, I live in this city. This city has a professional organization that I pay taxes for the stadium that they pay in, and so not only should I see where my tax dollars are going, what kind of revenue these people are taking in, I want to know what they're actually paying out.
See, that shouldn't matter to nobody that's paying taxes in a city that you have to pay taxes in regardless. the problem is people worried about what other folks got, what other folks is doing. If you worry about your own self, take care of what you got to take care of. You ain't got to worry about what he got over there. If you can have the same thing he had and he went and bought it, if you get off your ass and go do what you need to do to get some money.
You got to tell that to the Jack boys.
See, that's where the problem is.
You got to tell it to the Jack boys.
The
They listen.
The FBI feels that many of these burglaries of athletes and high net worth people are connected to a transnational South American theft group. And in reading further, it says that a lot of these incidents, the homes were equipped with alarm systems, but they weren't activated.
Wow. So
and they weren't activated as well as unoccupied. So these they were giving their shit away.
Let me show you something. What I think, when you have these pro ball players and celebrities and they have X amount of dollars, they all using the same person when they getting their alarm systems done, when they getting their home entertainment systems done. It's people out here that's doing that they saying, hey man, such and such did mine, he was the greatest. Mine do this and do this and do this and do this. But you forgetting they got the code to get in your shit.
Yeah, but if they not activating the motherfuckers, what's the point?
That would go back to my statement of could it be an inside job?
So look, that's what I'm saying. It can be activated at the time the person leaves, but the people who put the security system together
they know
how to cut it off at the time and cut it back on when the people gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just never know. This has to be some sort of organizational crime.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
I feel the same way. That's what I'm saying, because it's just you. Who would have the nuts to go up to a big famous, and these some big names you name? I'm gonna go rob Luka Doncic. I'm gonna rob Patrick Mahomes.
Man, some of these security
you robbed
systems.
the whole Kansas City Chiefs team. It's 11 players on offense, 11 on defense. You just robbed the top 2 quality players that get paid the most.
Community 96, you say, who would have the nuts to say, let me go and rob these people? You know who would have the nuts to do that?
Who's that?
The same people who would have the nuts to walk inside of a bank and rob a bank. The same people who would have the nuts to hijack or try to rob armored car robbers. And I know y'all have seen the string of those here in the city of Houston.
Yeah.
So nuts is nuts. If you got big kahunas and you want to go get it,
yeah,
you gonna go get it and come back with it.
But here's the thing: if you get caught with those people versus a regular person,
same shit.
A regular, I just think since they're high profile, your time you gonna get some time since they high profile.
Same shit.
Here's my look at it. If you rob somebody that's a celebrity, they got a little money. These people not at home. You probably have a better chance of getting away without being shot, rather than going in somebody's house that's on the street.
Yeah, that's true.
That really ain't got that kind of money. You run up in their house, somebody in there, they gonna shoot you.
Yeah,
whereas to these celebrities, you probably got a better chance because whatever you stealing ain't worth them going to jail for, whatever the case is.
Here go something right here. Here's a celebrity, a local celebrity that had a free kill, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
He had a free
he missed it.
Kill.
He missed it.
Who's that?
Bun B.
Yeah, he had a free kill, in my opinion. But for some reason, he didn't do it.
He missed his shot.
So
he did it. He missed his shot.
Well, yeah, I know he shot in the arm. But he did injure. He shot him in the arm.
But that ain't a kill shot.
I know.
It's supposed to be in the head.
Once you shoot him one time, he was there. He was subdued. They came and got him, or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is, he had a free kill. He was already there. Mm-hmm. Now, let me bag up, and let me just say this. I said that in support of actually what you were saying, Slash. Mm-hmm. When you saying that if they rob a celebrity, the chances are of getting away. Because I think that some of the celebrities just don't want to go through the headache of having all of this type of negative publicity around me.
You got to deal with the news and all the other people coming around, taking pictures and TMZ and all of this stuff going on around your house for weeks, because of this. So they have a better chance, I think, of getting away, and I think that's why they're doing that. It's just going to come to a point where somebody's going to get hurt if they continue doing it.
I feel, if they do continue, that they will eventually get caught. They're being greedy if they continue. However, I'm reading where it says perpetrators appear to exploit team schedules, which is what Freddie G was saying earlier, targeting athletes' home on game days, and seem to use social media, public records, media reports, and surveillance to get information on their targets. Some groups conduct extensive surveillance, including by making attempted home deliveries and posing as ground maintenance or joggers in the neighborhood. All this we've mentioned throughout the show today. I don't really know, I don't have any ideas on how this could be stopped, but like I mentioned, I feel if these guys continue doing what they're doing, eventually they will get caught, because all good things do come to an end, which is nothing good about this for the victims, but those that are thinking that they're getting over, your time is borrowed. I appreciate y'all joining us, man. Come back next week. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode of Women Wednesday with Freddie G. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.